I'm trying to start this fucking thing, and this guy over here.
1, 2, 3, fucking go.
Let's go. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. Between the Laughs with myself, Carlos Mencia, Gabe Lopez, and today we have a special guest, Calen Genobaga, or as his father, who's a comedian, Jimmy Earl, says Calen G, because he's so afraid that they're going to mispronounce Genobaga. Has your dad had a lot of issues with that?
It's not that. He doesn't like to go by his last name because he doesn't want his patients to know, that.
That he's a Filipina?
No, that, I don't think he wants to. If they find out he's a dentist, I think he's weird with that for some reason.
Oh, the dentist, the comedy dentist thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't want his dental patients to know he does comedy.
Yeah, and vice versa, too.
His name is Jimmy Earl, by the way.
The dentist, Jimmy Earl.
This is his son, Calen Genobaga. Do what you will with that information.
Dude, do you know how hard it was to get Siri to pronounce his name right? I had to spell it phonetically all messed up. It used to say, you have a phone call from Calen Genobaga. I was like, that's not it. So
It became Vietnamese one time.
Yeah. So in order to get it right, I had to spell it JENOH-BAGA, and now it says Calen Genobaga.
Mencia.
Yeah, exactly. He's like that announcer back in the day who couldn't pronounce Anders Galarraga.
Oh, that was Harry Carey.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Hi, Andrew, coming out to the plate. Andrus Galabra, yeah. He was so drunk. Anyway, listen, man, we have to talk about the roast itself and all the ramifications that came from it.
So, we're talking about the Kevin Hart roast.
The Kevin Hart roast and all the ramifications that came from it.
Got it.
And all the issues that came from it and all the... now they went too far, blah, blah, blah. Assuming you guys watched it, of course. So, for me, it's I think that people need to kind of go back from the beginning and see that the initial roasts, they weren't for the public. Have you ever heard of the Friars Club? I bet you've never heard of the Friars Club,
No,
right?
I haven't.
Dude, how old are we, bro? How fucking old are we, dude?
He's born in the 2000s.
So there used to be this thing called the Friars Club, and it was a club of a lot of people in the industry and stuff. And once a person got to a certain level, they would roast them. But it was all friends. It was people that knew each other got together and they kind of poked fun at this one person who obviously made it. So this was their way of kind of just.
It was like a televised thing?
But they weren't at first. That's the whole point.
So was it at a club?
No, he was gonna say. Go ahead.
No, initially it wasn't made for TV, and it grew to that. I think Dean Martin's the one that actually.
Correct. They were not. They were recorded for posterity.
Okay.
But they were not for the public. It was basically think of all your comedian friends that you're growing up with right now and those like us that are influencing you. And then you make it big and, you have a 10-year run or whatever and things are going. And then we're at our country club and we're like, all right, today we're going to mess with the man who's all on top of everything. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Blah, 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 blah. And
Yeah.
then, but the jokes came from knowing them.
From having a history with these people.
Yeah. See how annoyed his face is about this? No, because that's what it used to be. It was friends talking to friends about friends and telling stories about that. Then Dean Martin went, you know what? Let's take this and televise it. But even those were still, not that they were tame, but the jokes were not built to top each other. They were literally jokes about those individuals, right? Like the people themselves. Like things that happened, like stories that actually occurred in life. And you could tell that they were friends by how they talked to each other. And you went back. And then the turn. The turn came for me when they started. And I don't know which one. Which one was the first roast that they did on Comedy Central? That they the Comedy Central roast.
Was it David Hasselhoff?
Charlie Sheen? Charlie Sheen had one.
Sheen
No, Charlie Sheen was later.
Oh.
later. The first one might have been Hasselhoff.
Yeah, because that one
Or one of those like that.
Did, like William Shatner was one.
Oh yeah, that's when. That's when they called him racist, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. But what happened there was once that turn came, then they started hiring comedians who necessarily didn't know who they were roasting, and then it became like the day after they aired, the water cooler talk was basically who told that one joke, right? The one joke, the Flavor Flav joke that I remember, like of all those roasts, the one I remember is Flavor Flav looks like how Magic Johnson should look. That was just a great joke. But it was a joke. It wasn't like family. We've talked about this. And then I think that when they went to Tom Brady and it went to Netflix, I think it even went farther. Because now we're talking about no bleeps, no profanity, no railings of any kind whatsoever. And it's just, how can you tell the craziest, psychoest, baddest racial joke that you possibly can? And those are the permutations of it, the three that I can talk about. And I liked the older versions just because if I ever get roasted, I want to get roasted by
Your
friends that are going to tell real stories about me, that are going to make me feel uncomfortable. I want you guys to go, all right, this one time, no, dude, don't, no. Like that kind of stuff. Knowing that something's coming that I don't want people to know about, but you guys are going to make it funny. And that there's camaraderie there. And that, when that every single one is going to end with a really heartfelt, like, hey, but in all seriousness, one time when I was down and blah, 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 the one guy that helped out or whatever it is, that moment came where you knew that it was a real relationship. I love those. I watch these, but I kind of watch them like a kid is watching his phone, just waiting for the next big joke, see who it is. But in no way, shape, or form, by the way, as a comedian, and maybe you guys, I don't know how you... I respect the people that do it. Hey, the Grand Roast Master General became that because of, like I said, is he friends with all the people he roasted? No, but it just became a thing, and he was the guy, and I just would, I like the camaraderie of it. I like the friendship of it, and this is what's going to keep happening, right? Because you can't go back now.
Yeah.
At least with these.
Yeah.
Right? You can't go back and kind of do it unless somebody like me does it and goes, hey, I'm going to do it different because I want friends, real friends. And they're going to be like, no, there's this hot comedian. No. That hot comedian doesn't know me. And they're just going to write stuff. But when it comes to writing, and I was going to say this, I lost my train of thought. I respect the people that do it. That being said, I've never seen a set where I'm like, oh, I wouldn't have thought of that joke. Or, oh my God, that's so far beyond anything artistically. I give it up when somebody writes a great joke, but I'm not like, oh, I couldn't write that or think of that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Because the old ones, like the Friars, if we wanted to see Don Rickles talk about Frank Sinatra because it was very public that they were friends.
Right.
And Don Rickles was a harsh bastard when it came to stand-up. We all know this.
Yes.
So if he was going to dig into Frank Sinatra, we're all on bait. I can't wait to hear what he says about fucking Frank Sinatra.
Right.
And shit like that. That's what got me excited on those old ones. And I didn't even see them on their first run.
Right.
I saw them in VHS when they re-released them all.
Yeah. When we saw them, they were old already. Yeah. Right. But you're right, because it was different in the sense that when a comedian comes on a roast today, you're like, I wonder what they're going to say, but there's no real perspective. You don't know them that well. When they go, and now Lucille Ball, and you know that she's I Love Lucy, what is she going to say? We don't know how comedic she is. We've never seen her in this. This is not her forte. What is she going to say about them? And then you go, Don Rickles, he's a comedian, and he's a comedian that knows how to, he's going to go deep. Yeah. Like, so there were even layers within the structure.
Oh, you start thinking, they're not friends anymore after this shit. Like, that's how dark and deep that Don Rickles would go. And the only one, if we go back to the Kevin Hart thing, the only one that I was interested in watching was when it was The Rock talking about Kevin Hart, because obviously it's a very public history. They are friends. We all know they're friends. That's the only one I really looked forward to. The other people, I really didn't know that they were friends, and I was hoping to learn
Except for
that.
the one black guy, his friend that he helped out, and he did a really good job.
Naeem?
Yeah, and I thought he did a good job. I thought he did a really good job from that perspective.
But also, and that's my point, the people that actually knew Kevin Hart, knew how to dig into him.
Right.
You know, even though like The Rock, you know, it was obviously written for him, but they were taking facts of The Rock's history with Kevin Hart, and that's what delved into it.
Right.
I didn't know that he had a history with Cheryl Underwood. I didn't know, Chelsea Handler. You know, I know from the beginning when Chelsea had her show and Kevin Hart was on it. But aside from that, were they really friendships? And they know, like we know this. Like Calen and I might know the seedy underbelly of Carlos Mencia behind the scenes, or being on the road, or shit like that. So that's why it was way too fucking long.
Yeah.
It was way too fucking long.
Yeah, it was long.
Like I watched it in 3 fucking sections. The thing's over 3 hours long.
Don't tell your face, bro, because you look like he just farted in your mouth, like literally. Was it that like painful to watch?
It wasn't fun. There was nothing fun. There was no ooh, I can't believe he said that. You know, there was none of that. Tom Brady going overboard with his 4-letter fucking words, you know, and obviously everything was written for him, and he's reading off a teleprompter.
But that felt like so staged.
It felt forced.
You know what I mean? It's just like it's so staged. It's like because he kept saying he's a little bitch before Tom came out, and I'm like, what? Where's this going? Like I knew there was a payoff, but I was like, what is this? And then when Tom comes out, I was like, okay. And and by the way, this was the first one that I know of where the person getting roasted had a mic and had a lot to say, like during and in between.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Most of the time they don't.
They're just sitting in a chair and they're just.
Well, the old Friars Club ones used to be the way they did it was kind of the way they had it there, but there was a podium and
a full panel.
But a full panel, and there was a table like this because they had a dinner, like it was an event. So they had dinner, drinks.
They're all in tuxedos.
Right. They're all in tuxedos, so it's like an event. So everybody's on this side, and there's only one microphone, and the microphone is here. So if somebody said something over there, you couldn't hear it. It wasn't a part of the show. So that was this. I thought it was interesting that they kept calling Tony racist. Like, I found it interesting that, like, almost
Tony Hinchcliffe?
Yeah. Like, they kept making comments about him being a bigot, being racist. Like, they kept poking at it. And he kept going like, what? And then, of course, he gets in trouble for saying the most racist shit. Yeah. Right? Like, so it's ironic. It's interesting. That was interesting to me that he's sitting there going, what? Like, not. And he was serious. And yet, when he comes out, he says the shit that gets the most negative attention.
Yeah.
And it's racial. And is he oblivious, do you think? Or he's just like, is it that he doesn't know?
And considering his history, it's like, of course, some people are going to think you're racist.
Well, yeah, because in that video when he, called that guy a chink, the Asian guy a chink, and he got pissed, and he called all the race traders and all that stuff. Yeah. You remember? You saw that video, right?
I did, nor do I care.
So he was introduced by a Chinese comedian. And when I say Chinese comedian, I don't mean a comedian of Chinese descent, like somebody that came here from China who still has a thick accent. I don't know if they perform in China, but the jokes he was doing were basically, remember when Yakov used to go, in Russia, da, in America, da, but the America was the good part and the Russia was the bad part.
Yeah.
This was opposite. This Asian kid was saying how stupid we are and how dumb some of the shit we do in this country is. And it was funny. He did a good job of creating it so people laughed. And then Tony went on and was like, why are you laughing at that fucking chink? Like, what is that bullshit, you race trading motherfuckers? Like, hardcore. Came at it strong, right?
Yeah.
I showed it to him the other day. So it's interesting that he got in trouble. Was anything out of bounds for you guys? Did you think anything was out of bounds?
No, I didn't think so. I think because you guys you guys have seen the evolution of roasts, but for me, like, I got dropped into roast when...
So what's the first roast you ever saw that you remember?
Actually, content-wise, I mean, I remember, like, watching the Charlie Sheen one.
Okay. That was not too long ago.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
those are the Comedy Central ones. And I actually liked the Comedy Central ones. Those were, whoever wrote on those were much better than the writers for this Kevin Hart one.
You think so?
I think so.
I think that what's happening is just the jokes are getting so over the top and bombastic. You know what I mean? That they're becoming archetypes.
Yeah.
There's always going to be a woman on the show, so she's a whore, and she took a lot of dicks. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
And that
this is becoming a thing.
That was Nikki Glazer. This particular one, it was Chelsea Handler.
Right.
There's always one.
There's always somebody, right? There's always somebody that gets that now.
Or Lisa Lampanelli, and they have to do the fake laugh when they're being talked about.
Right. you don't like that. What is are these things annoying to you?
The fake is what I hate. That's I just can't stand the fake.
You think those are fake laughs when they're?
A lot of them are like, yes, absolutely. You know, so there's a lot of fake laughs, fake laughter in this, because especially if I don't know Cheryl Underwood and they're talking about, you know, her husband jumping off a bridge and committing suicide 3 years ago, I'm like, that's not funny. But I don't know Cheryl Underwood.
Right. Now, what did you guys think of them sometimes going, hey, I talked like a couple of times somebody did a joke about her, and then they said, hey, listen, guys, I called her yesterday and told her I was going to do this. Like,
Because obviously they were feeling the tension from the fucking arena. Hey guys, it's cool. Please don't hate me because of this.
right. Okay, so somebody asked me this question, and this was my answer with the joke that got in trouble. This, gathering of black people in a roast is so funny that, first of all, George Floyd, if you're going to write a joke about George Floyd being dead, he's got to be looking down at us, not up.
Yeah.
That's the first, like, all right, why is he in hell?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to put him in hell, that's fine. But you got to give me the funny comedic reason for me to accept that he's in hell and why he's in hell, and for me to go, oh shit, that's funny.
Yeah.
Right? And, stop breathing, whatever. That's a punchline that was when people asked me about that joke and others that they thought went too far, whatever. My whole thing was they weren't funny enough. Because if a joke is funny enough, then everybody laughs and nobody thinks that shit. Nobody goes, ooh, or oh, or ah, right? When it's funny enough, you get away with it because people laugh. Because it was funny.
Because it was creative. I did not see that perspective. You took a left-hand turn that I did not see coming.
Yeah.
What do you think about just doing a roast in a basketball arena? Because I thought it was just too big of a venue for something that should have been considered, in my opinion, more intimate. Just my close friends, just my family, just my real fans, not people that bought tickets and this is a payday.
See, but that's what it was, right? So you're going back to when it was a Friars Club. It was all members of the club.
Yeah.
It was all people that knew each other, that hung out all the time, that went there all the time, that spent time with each other, that worked together in movies and other stuff. So that was familial,
Yeah.
right, in nature. These, it's what they are. I mean, that's what they are now. They're literally, okay, how do I say this? So, for somebody that's had a TV show, especially when you have a TV show that's not, that has sketches and, variety type show, what you want to create is what we call joke machines, right? You want to create little pieces where you can just insert jokes into it, right? It's little, whatever that is. For Johnny Carson, it was holding the envelope to his head. Yeah. And then he'd open them up and boom, punchline, right? It's the same thing. That's what this is. This has just become a vehicle to write the, what would you say? Craziest or edgiest or what would you say?
I'd call it that. I'd call it a cash grab. It's a Netflix special.
Yeah, but what would you call the jokes that they're writing? Like, if you were to categorize the jokes that you heard, what would you say they were?
It's just the most outlandish, controversial jokes.
So you think it's the...
I think the way, if I'm trying to think the way a Netflix exec would think, we want it controversial but not. Does that make sense?
Yes. It makes 100%.
We don't want racist, but we want racial.
Right.
That makes sense?
Right. We don't want racist, but, little racism, not bad. Like that kind of shit. Yeah, but that's what it's become, right? because we end up talking about the person that did the edgiest shit, so to speak, and we're comparing. Whereas to when I watched the Dean Martin stuff, I don't compare the actors against each other. That one was funnier than the other, right? And it's interesting that during the live performance, I don't know if it was edited afterwards, but during the live performance, at one point, Shane says to somebody, "No, but you had a great set." And the fact that that was the wording used, I kind of went, "Oh, fuck, is that the way these guys look at it? Like it's a set?" Like, I would never look at it like that. If I was asked to, roast a friend of mine.
It's a one and done. This is never going to happen again.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a set. Like, I don't want to look at it like it's a set. That's not what this. I mean, that's not. It's a roast, and they call it a roast, whatever. Roast evolve. I just don't. I don't feel that. Do you guys feel it? So, now it gets to, of course, people are saying you should apologize. Went too far. Too racist. Where do you guys land on this?
Fuck him. You said what you said. You said what you said to your friend. Like, it's no different. Like, hey, you should apologize. You should apologize to your fat friend. What did I say to my fat friend? It's like, bro, you said you had 5 fat friends, and you're 4 of them. I'm not gonna apologize. If he's my friend, he's my fucking friend.
Yeah, but what if? So the joke that Tony told wasn't about somebody. It was not about anybody.
No.
It was, this is so funny that George Floyd is going to be looking up at us, laughing so hard he can't breathe. So that was the joke, right? It wasn't about anybody. It was just. It was just a joke to be edgy, right?
Yeah. That's it.
Just to push an envelope.
And whether I'm a fan of Tony or not, it was the key for us is we try. We'll throw something out there. And see if it sticks. Whenever we're working out new material,
right.
Let's see what sticks, what needs to be fine-tuned, what can be shortened, what can be expanded. Is there still meat on the bone?
Right.
So he threw something out there.
Yeah.
And I will defend him till the day I die that he had the right to do so.
Of course he
if
does.
It's stuck, great. But for people to tell him you need to apologize, to those people that are asking for the apology, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. First of all, number one, I could understand if you were forced to watch this shit. I could even understand if it was on ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, et cetera, one of those that just comes out through the air. Okay, I get it. Number one, you got to buy Netflix, right? That's number one. You have to, and I know there's a joke to be done right now about how many people actually don't buy Netflix, but they have an account from, you know what I mean?
What a hack.
Right? It's too, like, those people, like, this guy right here, he's watching Netflix, and who's Jonathan? What the fuck?
You're leaving meat on bone, buddy. You're leaving meat on bone.
So you got to have a subscription to it in the first place. Then you got to find it. And if even if it's in the front page, you still have to click on it. Like, it's not still in your face, right?
Like, there's still commitment once you get the Netflix screen.
Correct. And if at this point in time, once you click on a roast, there's already a template, right? The ones that we talked about before. You can't be surprised that this shit is going to happen. You know what I mean?
And to add to it, those controversial jokes were pretty far into the roast. So you would have to, like, gone through a lot of the other crazy jokes and then finally get to that one and be like, I don't really like that one. You know what I mean?
Sure. Well, I mean, look, it starts off with, as you were saying, Tom Brady telling everybody, guess what, guys? I know how to say fuck. Like, I could tell you that I was thinking about you when I saw it, because I didn't see it because I wanted to see it. I see it because as comedians, is what we do for a living. We have to see it. And I remember when Brady came out, I wish I was watching it with you. I wish I would have been hearing the shit that would have been coming out of your mouth as soon as that moment happened. It was so manufactured. It was so
corny. Just Okay, Tom Brady says a couple of 4-letter words. No, not the GOAT. No, fuck off.
You're becoming like the surly old goat, bro. You're becoming that guy. These kids today. Yeah.
It's just like you said the perfect word. It's manufactured. It is just this structured little template that they tried to create, and it's because of that, in my opinion, it failed.
I see. Here's the thing for me. I want to defend the right for anybody, especially communities, to say whatever they want. I want to defend that right. So, yes, they're allowed to say whatever the fuck they want. But as a comedian, as a creator, I gotta tell you, bro. Like, I can watch those and listen to some of those jokes and be disappointed in the joke.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Do you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like, so that's where I don't want people to think, oh, so Carlos, he doesn't want him to tell the joke. No. That's not it. Tell the joke. But the trick to what we do isn't just saying it. It's easy to just go out there and say outlandish shit. Do you know what I mean? It's easy to go out there and say, oh, man, I'm Carlos Mencia. My mother had 18 kids. My mother's pussy so wide. How wide is it? You know what I mean? Whereas how about write a joke that makes people go, oh, fuck, I didn't see it coming, right? Creatively speaking. That's what those jokes, especially the ones that everybody got in trouble for, that's the part that bothers me. Because I want to defend their right to say it, but then I want to take the guy aside and go, dude, come on, write a better fucking joke. Or write a funnier joke. Write it so that everybody laughs. Because when everybody laughs, then nobody's going to complain. Because when he said that, there wasn't a laugh. When Tony Hitchcock said that thing, I don't know if you remember, I went back to hear it again. It was like, oh, the whole arena went, oh. So it wasn't like it got a laugh. It was.
But what I admire about it is it got a reaction.
I don't admire that shit.
Like,
what are you, a fucking young comedian? What are you, him now?
No. Where like I said, I would defend any comic because he's one of the handful of actual comics.
I will defend him. I will defend him.
He was one of the actual comics that were there.
Correct.
So in saying it, because honestly, take that joke. I think there's something there.
Agreed.
It's not, if it's a one and done and he never touches it again, that sucks because I think there is an idea there that can be hilarious.
Right. I agree, but it wasn't, and that's my point. Yeah. I agree that there was something there. Maybe even a switch of he's looking down, laughing so hard he can't breathe. That might have been a switch that might have worked. First of all, you throw him in hell, or you didn't realize that you wrote it that way, or you're like, oh, that's not what I meant. Dude, it is universal. Looking down at us is heaven. Yeah. Looking up at us is from fucking hell. Yeah. Even Taylor Swift looking up from hell, saying something. It's in that fucking song, Anti-Hero. Even she says looking up at hell. So we all know what that is. For me, it's just write the joke more clever. Put some thought into the joke, right? Like the joke that I love about Flavor Flav. I love it because Magic Johnson famously got HIV. Everybody knew it, and he never got sick. Like, actually, we do like I've heard this joke. I don't know if I'm sure you've heard it. Oh, he got AIDS. You know, the good AIDS, not the blank AIDS, but the Magic Johnson AIDS. You've never heard that before?
No, I have.
Oh yeah, so you have. That's what I mean. So we all know, we all know that Magic Johnson. If there are strains of AIDS, he's got the good strain, bro. Not the Greg Louganis one that takes your ass out in like 6 months. Yeah. Right? He got the good AIDS, man. The ones where you got fatter. What do they put butter in your eggs, bro? Like, what is this shit? Yeah, so it's the same thing. I just thought, you got to write.
I agree with you. I feel like a lot of the jokes were just low-hanging, just race, like just stereotypical racist stuff, and it wasn't clever or unique, and it was just too easy.
I think it was to appease the masses because they had 18,000 people there, whatever it was. So it had to be more basic and not as aggressive. At least that's what I've come up with.
If you're making some shit that inevitably is going to be for me, as a viewer, right? Because you're televising it and you're making it, no, that's unacceptable. Because at the end of the day, it's kind of like this. When a really good director directs one of your specials, they'll tell you, look, your shit is great. Right? That set is amazing. Perform that set. Don't be too concerned with the audience here. You're performing for the camera, not this audience. Audience, few thousand people. Camera, millions. That's what you need to pay attention to. I don't accept that because they put it in a big venue. They wanted to make those people happy. So then why the fuck are you televising it for me then? What's the point of having me watch this shit? Now, I just thought, I mean, first of all, it was like way too many short jokes. Like, and there were a couple. Do you remember any of the short jokes?
Not one.
I remember like the bonsai tree one.
Okay.
That's about it.
That's about
It's
it.
just like it's all the same shit.
Yeah, it was just, like I said, not clever enough. And if you were a friend of his, you would like be able to tell a real story about something.
Yeah.
Right? Like, okay, here's one. If I ever get roasted, Brad's going to be a part of it. If Brad gets roasted, I'm going to be a part of it. And I'm going to tell a story that's hysterical. But part of it, I felt bad, kind of. So we're at... Brad Williams always wants to be treated like he's a regular-sized person, right? What?
It's true. It's
What?
It's true.
What did you say? What you were going to say?
No, you're 100% right. That's a perfect way to describe Brad Williams because I was just with him like a month ago.
There you go. So he wants to be treated just like a regular person. Don't look at him like he's little or a little person. Look at him like he's a person. Totally get it. And I've done that. But the problem is, he's a fucking little person. So, dude, we're at McDonald's in Jacksonville, I believe. Yeah. And I get all the food, I bring it, and I go, oh, fuck. Shit, we need ketchup. I go, Brad, can you get some ketchup? I didn't even realize, bro, until he goes around me, and whoever's on the other side, I think it was Momo, looked at me and he went, dude. And I was like, what? And then I see everybody start looking right behind me. So the counter is way too high for Brad to reach. So this little motherfucker takes a running start, bro. Jumps up on the counter sideways. He's half in, half out, right? Arm and leg are up on top. These two are dangling. A guy walks toward him and goes, no. He hooks his little leg up on the back and pushes himself. Stands on the counter. Pours the...
That's awesome.
And I'm just like, oh, Jesus Christ. And everybody's looking at me like, why would you do that? I'm like, no, because he wants us to treat him like a regular person. Like I was not thinking. I didn't measure the goddamn thing and measure him and look at it and go, oh, fuck, he's not the guy. I was just, hey, you're on the outside. Will you go get some ketchup?
But he found a way. No excuses. He found a way.
Yeah, he found a way. Because here's another one I'd probably pull out. When Brad Williams first was old enough to throw a tantrum in public, he was with his father. I think they were at a Walmart or a Kmart or something, but they were out at a store, and Brad said, I want whatever. And his dad said, like, no. And Brad just fell on the floor on his back and just started going, And his fucking dad lies down next to him and starts going,
That's awesome.
And the joke will probably be like, and that, by the way, is also the story on how Brad got laid for the first time. He just lied next to her, and she's like, look, and he's like, till the point where she's like, fuck yeah. But like that, those are stories, right? Those are real stories.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to one-up anybody. I'm not trying to write a better joke than anybody. I'm not trying to get a career out of this. I'm not trying to resurrect something. I'm not trying. This is just the fun, funny moments like that occur. And I mean, if you're into it, but you can't, and by the way, how many fucking people do you think are bitching and complaining about that roast who never fucking even saw it, who just read whatever shit they read,
and they regurgitate it.
And they're regurgitating it and putting it out there as if it is some shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, wait, did you watch it? You didn't have to watch it. Yeah, if you didn't watch it, why do you give a shit? It's not for you. It's what you were saying earlier when we were doing that other podcast. We did a podcast earlier, and he was talking about this, how people do that all the time now. How's it that you put it?
There's so many thoughts. Where the people feel that they can judge, right now we call them the Karens, and that's so let's ride that Karen bandwagon. They get offended for people when most of us don't care, and especially if it's for another race. Something happens to Karen sees something happen to a black person. Well, we got to do something about that. Well, something happened to this Mexican. We got to do something about that. Most of us don't care. It's even too small to even talk about, but Karen makes it a big deal, therefore it's a big deal.
They're defending stuff for somebody else.
Yes.
That's your generation. You get that a lot. Well, you know a little bit about this because before you were a comedian, you put out some videos. So what was it like when you put out that one, the first one about the transgender one, and you got a lot of shit for it because you were still in college, right?
Yeah, I was in college when I posted that, but it wasn't as extreme. I didn't get that much shit for it because I went to one of my very woke friends and I'm like, hey, do you think I should adjust? Do you think I'll just get absolutely thrashed if I post this? And she was like, oh yeah, maybe change this, change that, change this.
Oh, you fucking pussy.
I was in college. I was like a junior.
What does that fucking mean?
Because
you were too young is what you're saying?
Well, the videos were so popular and I was just so worried about my reputation, I guess. And people would come up to me, they're like, oh, yo, Calen, you do the funny songs. And so if I posted one that's super controversial, then I was worried about my reputation on campus.
How do you feel about that, bro? How do you feel about that? Go ahead, tell him.
What a fucking pussy, man.
Thank you.
We take chances to see what sticks. And you learn, the great part about stand-up is we get an instant receipt. Did this new joke work?
I wasn't a comedian back then, first of all.
But you were doing funny videos, but you weren't dealing with audiences, like actual live audiences yet when you were making these videos. So you put it out and wait for response or wait for people to share it. I don't know. If the idea is in your head,
I just think that if you have a joke that you think works and it's written to be funny, you do it, bro. I mean, just.
Well, yeah, totally. I agree with it now.
My mindset is.
So when you started, go ahead. Sorry.
My mindset's always been, if a crowd is not going to like me or not going to like a joke, let me give them 100% of how the joke was supposed to be written, not a half-ass version. Because now they got a watered-down version of the joke, and I didn't deliver it the way I believed it was supposed to be delivered.
Right.
So now we kind of both fuck ourselves. But at least if I gave them.
And you're going to have to do the joke again.
Yes.
Because you didn't do it right. So now instead of doing a joke one time that you may never do again, you have to try it one more time at least just to see if it works. And so then,
Yeah, it's George Floyd looking up at us. He committed to it. And I respect that. He committed to it.
Right.
And I really, really hope there's more to that because like we talked
I don't think so. I don't think that it was thought out. I don't think that, because then there would have been a punchline after, right? There would have been an acknowledgement of why he's in hell.
A lot of those roasts are written day of, because a lot of these people are meeting each other for the first time.
Right.
What can I say about Chelsea Handler? What can I say about Cheryl Underwood? Is Snoop Dogg here? What can I say about Snoop Dogg? And just shit like that.
Right.
People I've never fucking heard of before.
Here's what it is. I get it now. I formulated it. So the difference now is that we all know that everybody's going to do jokes about Chelsea fucking a lot of black guys and being a whore. And every single person is probably going to have one joke about that. The difference between back in the day and today is, today, if they ask you to be on that, my immediate thought would be, I have to be the one that writes the craziest, funniest, edgiest version of that joke, or else it's going to get drowned out by everybody else's, right? So that leads to the kind of material that they do, which is just one-liner as fucking balls to the wall crazy. Do you like that? I personally don't. I love stand-up. I love comedy, but I want to take it on. I want to be taken on a journey. I want you to emotionally fuck with me.
Yeah.
What you were saying.
I agree with you.
Lead me to water, and then you're like, oh fuck, diarrhea. Oh no, you know. I want that moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not the blatant like in your head of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but also these roasts are one-off situations. Like I said, most of this shit's written the day of.
Right.
You know, you have a core.
You don't like these roasts, do you, bro?
I just, you know, I used to love them, and I guess my heart's broken because of the new ones, the Netflix.
But
ones.
even the ones that you loved, I thought were the same as this.
But you know, then the writing was better. I don't know, because I remember like Martha Stewart talking about Ludacris.
Oh my God, that's right. That was a good one.
When she said
That was a good one.
The first thing, so you have 6 children with 6 different women, and the first big check you got, you bought yourself a $150,000 watch. Kevin, what's that called? Is that Black Rich? What's it called? And just the way she delivered it,
Yeah.
where everybody knew
She was
what
saying,
she was saying.
She was saying nigger rich. She said it so.
Said it without saying it.
Right.
That was brilliant writing.
Right.
That was absolute brilliant writing.
Right. But again, do you see what I mean? I think she knew Ludacris. So there was a relationship there. And so that relationship was what made that work. Is what made that thing, you know, funny. Because there was a relationship there, which is missing from all of these. Listen, I appreciated those, but even those were balls to the wall. The only difference was Netflix, you can say anything.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. You can talk about McDonald's, you can talk about Burger King, you can talk about Walmart. They don't care. You can't do that. And you can't use as much profanity, even though they aired them late. They weren't like free-for-all fuckfest the way these ones are. Do you remember watching them from back in the day?
Yeah. I remember Martha Stewart doing some stuff. I think Snoop Dogg was there too.
Yeah, yeah, because they're close friends. Snoop Dogg
And her really good friends.
Work a lot together.
Because of her, he wrote a cookbook. Did you know that?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he has a cookbook.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
She went to prison, so it's like
Yeah.
she's honorary black.
She's honorary black. That's fucking funny, dude.
and the reason she went to jail is because she didn't snitch, and that's really the reason. So every black person, like, she's one of us.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Except that's bullshit, because in the hood, and everybody snitches. Like, for somebody not to snitch, that's the huge deal. They you know, when push comes to shove, bro, they all rat themselves out. That's why we know about witness protection and WITSEC and all that bullshit, because of that. I personally don't enjoy these as much. I watch them. Some of the jokes I go, oh shit.
There's no heart in it, I guess, if I'm gonna be specific. Like, there's just no heart in it. The way the Frank Sinatras and the Dean Martins and that era,
Yeah.
like those, you watch those still hold up today.
Yeah, because they were not just about the joke. Like, I remember watching one where Burr, the director, back in the day, was really famous and, you know, very serious. And he did one of the Dean Martin roasts. And he literally just goes, Dean Martin, ladies and gentlemen, when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. Brilliant writing. just, oh, bro, and I was a kid, bro, and I was a kid, and I was like, oh my God, that shit is so funny.
See how that still holds up.
It does, because it was the attitude. It was what you were saying. And I think that when you boil it down to it, and I didn't want this podcast to be shitting on the roast, and because I don't appreciate these roasts the way others appreciate these roasts. That's not my thing. But I now get it, and it's what you said. Heart. These things, ironically, I learned in the Kevin Hart roast that the roast is missing heart, and that's right there the issue that would make it better, I guess. What would you change about them if you could, or do you like them the way they are? How do you feel about these, since they're kind of your genre?
I'm not necessarily a big fan of roast. However, I don't shit on it, because I think my generation, you should know what it is. You don't go to a strip club and you're like, why isn't anyone playing gospel music? Like, you should know why you're watching the roast. And for all the people that are getting mad about, like, the racist jokes, you should equally be as mad for the Charlie Kirk one too. Like, you can't just like pick and choose. You know what I mean?
But that's what they do. That's the problem with the people that think that there are limits to freedom of speech. That they don't have limits on their freedom of speech. The limit is only on your perspective of the freedom of speech. And what is that? It depends on your perspective. That's why you have to let everybody say everything or restrict everybody's. It's one or the other. You can't half-ass it. It doesn't work that way. That's the problem I see.
One thing I do like about these roasts and how extreme they are is because with my generation specifically, the pendulum has swung so far woke that it's nice to have something on the other side to maybe find the people in the middle.
I get it. That's so sad, though, because we had Pryor, right, to bring us to that place. We had Kennison to bring us to that place. We had Carlin to bring us to that place. You know, people that actually were really funny and great at what they did. But there's intellect, heart. They put it together to give it to us. Sadly, what you're watching is just a machine to write the edgiest, craziest, most fucked up racial joke. You know, but change the fucking channel, or you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I know that doesn't apply, but you know what I mean. It's like, why are you watching this shit? What are you doing here if you don't like it?
Yeah.
Because they want to be offended. They want to complain.
They want the attention. They want the attention of people listening to them bitch and moan about whatever it is. I will say that, you know, when these things first got very popular and then they started doing the comedian ones, I don't know if you've ever been to one of those. I fucking hated those. I did not like it at all. I was invited to many of them to not participate. Most of them were like, hey, you want to judge something? I was like, what are you judging? And they're like, yeah, we're going to have a roast off. I was like, what is that?
Roast battles? Those are big now.
They still do them?
Oh, yeah. They do them all over the country now. And there's like a finals somewhere. I don't hate on it, but it's just not like my thing. I'm not like a roast guy.
I agree. I just don't, you know. First of all, when two dudes or two people that are roasting each other that I don't know, like how are you going to get me to laugh at it if I don't know anything about you?
Yeah.
Like, that's why the few times that people ask me, hey, do you want to be in a roast battle? I was like, with who? Because they're going to be able to talk all kinds of shit about me because they know me. Or at least it's out there. The information is out there. You know what I mean? Like, if, let's say I was going to roast you and I had no idea who you were, like the amount of shit that you've put out isn't enough for me to really dig into. I have no idea who you are. Yet you'd be able to just come out at me. So let's talk about Ned Wholeness. You know what I mean? Right out the gate, you're saying some shit. So yeah, I never was part of them. Did you ever get invited to do any of those? Wait, you got the Dirty at 12:30, so kinda might lend itself to some shit like that.
No, because
was it anything you ever?
I'm just not a fan of roasts, and I've hung out with them just to see what the hype is all about. I'm not. You know, and I've seen a couple good reels on Instagram here and there. The funny ones tend to be the handicapped person against the handicapped person, because that's always a good fucking time.
But that's only... See, but that's not the roast. That's not roasting you.
No,
that's you.
These are roast battles.
Right, but what I'm saying is you don't enjoy the roast. You enjoy the jokes. You love the fact that there are two people with disabilities actually telling jokes. You don't even care. You would be fine if they were doing a set.
Yeah, I don't care if they're
correct
of the disability.
Correct.
It's just a disabled one.
Oh, it was that guy that you had never had before with the little arms.
And yeah.
He did the dirty, right? Remember we talked about this a few months ago?
Yeah, and he does fine. And people with the disabilities, the way they embrace and bring us into their world, that I think there's something brilliant about, like, that style of comedy, as opposed to being a Latino comic, a white comic, a black comic.
Right.
The disabled ones that come out.
Oh, dude, when Josh blew, I mean, that was it. I'll never forget it, bro. I'm walking into the club, walk down the stairs, you know, Denver, Comedy Works. I go, hold on. Hey, bro, is that guy pretending to have cerebral palsy, or does that guy actually have cerebral palsy? And they're like, no, he has cerebral palsy. He's real. I was like, can we call him and see if he can perform? I want to fucking see this guy perform. And when he did that joke where he was like, I got, what is it? I got pulled over for drinking. And 5 days later, they were like, what the fuck did you drink?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Killed me, bro. I'm dying. because he took me into, like you said,
They bring you
he
to the world.
took me into his world
When he talks about having a copper bracelet, when that trend is like, and that's supposed to, that might help you get more straight. So what if we give you 10 bracelets? Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to lose my gimmick.
But the thing about him, that like the inside stuff is, he and I love soccer. He's actually played on the U.S. Paralympic soccer team.
Really?
Yeah, and he has a pretty mild form of his disease. But here's the weird part. So he invited me to go watch them play once, and I swear to God, bro, I was like, can you please tell me what diseases these fuckers have? Because
They're great.
not only great, but you know what I mean? I was expecting, a bunch of dudes with palsy and all kinds of, whatever out there. No. Of all the people, Josh, who, by the way, in the spectrum of that disease, he's pretty low on it in the sense that he's very high functional.
Yeah.
He's got a little bit this, but that's about it. He was the handicapped dude on that team. Everybody else was pretty much like me. Like, I think I could have joined. I'm just pigeon-toed enough, and I wore those fucking braces when I was a kid. The run, Forrest, run. I used to wear those brace shoes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because my shit was like this, bro. I was like a pigeon.
Oh,
like,
really?
Oh, straight up, dude. Like, very bad. So I think I might have made that team, but my point is that he made me go, this is bullshit, bro. What does that guy have, ADD? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Man, these dudes could not even park in the handicap zone. The fuck are they doing representing our Paralympic? Bullshit.
Wait, dandruff is a disease?
Right? There's a guy out there just flakes everywhere.
He has eczema.
Right, he heads over the ball and shit just flies everywhere. You're like, oh, that's a bad disease there. Like, it was yeah. I almost every single person that I've ever met that has a disability, I tried to have them open for me. I want to help those guys as much as I can.
That's us, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with you guys. Come on. I mean, he was a pussy at first, of course. We had to convert him the other day. But he dropped an F-bomb the other day on stage. Even me and Tino were like, what? What? Yeah, and the tone wasn't like, soft. He came at the guy a little bit in the joke. Yeah, dude. Yeah, me and Tino were like, what? Wait, did he just say that?
You're a bad influence, bro.
And listen, I try not to. I tell him he's the hardest person I've ever had to teach because everybody else was somewhat kind of like me in some respect. So it was easy for me to give them my advice. This is how I do it. You should try it. Try it this way. With him, it's different. I literally have to dig into my comedy knowledge because I don't want him to be like me. So every time I talk to him about what to do or what not to do, it's usually the opposite of what I would do. Or a version, but not the same. You know what I mean? It's not like, because Tino's more like me. He's a Latino already. He's already got the energy. You know what I mean? His energy is different. I don't want to change it. But, anyway. Any last words on the thing that you want anybody to know about the roast and the roasting and the battles? Are we done with this? Are we done with this fucking subject? You hated this whole fucking episode. But you know what? Then you fucking end the show by telling people what the fuck you think about these things, because you're the one that has a real attitude about these. We're both like, we like them or whatever. You're sitting there like, I took a shit and I'm sitting in it like, fuck, bro, goddamn, Jesus.
I only have one face. Fuck you.
Okay, Tom Cruise and Maverick.
It's like I said earlier. It's just do everything wholeheartedly. If there's no heart in it, I see it. I run shows. I can tell that there's different styles of comics. The comics that are telling jokes that I think the crowd's gonna like, and then the comics that are bringing you into their world. This is my story. This is my life. This is why I feel this way. And one's full of heart, and the other one's very superficial.
Right.
The superficial is not going to last long. It's not timeless. It will never be timeless.
Right.
Stuff that's from the heart. This is what George Carlin really believed. This is what Greg Giraldo really believed. This is what Ralphie May really believed.
Right.
And they brought us into their world, and
Right.
that's the style that I try to emulate when I'm constructing a joke. How is this me behind this microphone, and how am I sharing me with you? I
agree, because when I get roasted, it's going to be by friends, and you articulated it even better than I'd ever thought of it.
I'm a smart motherfucker.
I never thought you weren't. But you're right in the sense that what you guys are going to do in telling stories about me is bring those people into our world.
That's it. That is it.
Right? You're going to go, this dude's my friend, and let me tell you something about him. Right? This chick is my friend, and let me tell you something about her. But it's what you're saying. It's got the heart, and it's saying, come here, let me show you what happens when people like us hang out and get together. And this is what happened to Carlos or whatever that moment is, whatever, goes there. That's what's missing in these for me. And for all the people complaining, don't watch them.
Yeah.
But who the fuck are you to tell me what I'm supposed to watch at? And why am I supposed to apologize for trying to make you laugh? It's my joke, dude. I've gotten so many blowjobs in my life. They weren't all good, but I was never fucking mad or pissed off at any of them because there's somebody right there trying to give you a gift. A beautiful, seriously though.
Gift, yeah.
What a beautiful gift to do that, right?
A mouth hug, if you will.
Right? Especially when we got off stage and we haven't had the time to go home and scrub your balls and you got sweaty nuts and, you know what I'm saying, lint on your cock.
Like a selfless gift.
And this is a girl, it's like, no, it's okay. You're like, a wipey or something? No, it's fine. Like, I'll clean it with my spit. I don't care how bad that blowjob is. That is never a bad blowjob, right?
Yeah.
That's it. And so I'm not going to apologize as a comedian, and I defend their right to say it. But I also say you guys need to learn to adjust to the shit that you like. If you don't like a certain version of things, then don't do it, right? You don't like Chinese products? Don't go to fucking Walmart. It's really that simple. Why are we trying to turn the world into whatever? It's what you said. How fucking arrogant are you that the world that you depict in your brain is so fucking amazing that I have to live in that world? Fuck you. I live in my world, not yours. Anyway.
Yeah. Shocking for me, by the way, when he started living with me when we were here in Vegas. You never picture Carlos Mencia wearing Star Wars pajamas. But he does. Something I never thought of.
You know, that's the end of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your patronage. It's man, you guys are awesome. And I've never slept at his house, fucking lying piece of shit. Dude, I got Rick and Morty ones. Pickle Rick. I got Pickle Rick, bro. Hell yeah, dude. Oh, I wear all kinds of shit. I don't care, dude. Yesterday. Oh, no, not last night. I brought because you gave me shit, so I got plain ones this time. But I had the Harry Potter ones. Yeah, dude. I don't care, man. I think, life is fun, and I think that we just get stuck in it. But you were right about that. It was like last night what happened in the show. I don't know, you guys were there, of course. But I said something, and then I heard somebody say the N-word, right? But it wasn't like a bad one. It was like, like that. So I go, wait, who said that? And this black guy goes, this motherfucker right here, this Mexican. I go, what? So turns out that his son-in-law is a Mexican with his daughter, and I guess because they're friends and family or whatever, he was allowed to drop that M-bomb, bro. And all the black people laughed. But here's the weird part. It was such a good moment that how many black people did we count at the end? 5. So there were 5 black people at the show specifically. We counted them. They all laughed. But then there were the white people that were like, oh no. And that thing of like, wait, if I do a black joke and all the black people laugh and you're not black and you take offense to it, like you're basically saying these black people.
Who are you defending?
Right. You're not defending anybody. You're basically saying I'm so smart and they're so stupid, I'm going to be offended for them.
Exactly.
So, anyway, we'll see you next time, guys. And wait, tell everybody where to find you, what to do.
Oh, so my Instagram got deleted, so I made a new one.
Wait, tell them what happened. Oh, you got to tell them what happened.
It was so
he got, first of all,
Mark Zuckerberg.
It is your fault. Now that you actually put it in joke form, it is your fault. Asking a teenager or talking about his dick size.
No, I wasn't talking about his dick size. I was talking about a theoretical 5th grader dick size.
Yeah. His dick size. Yeah, exactly. So asking a minor on social media,
Looking back, that was my bad.
whether you think it's a joke or not, asking him about his dick.
Okay, wait. This is
You're gonna get followers?
this is gonna sound weird. I wasn't asking about high school kids' dicks. I basically what I
Dude, look at the time.
did. You know what? Yeah, we should.
We gotta go. You know what? We'll save it for next time. But how do they find your non-deleted your Jesus Christ account, the one that came back to life on
It's
Sunday?
Calen.comedy, Calen.comedy on Instagram, TikTok. So
There you go. And we'll tell you the story later because Gabe was like, no. See you next time, guys.